Hello and welcome to TK, Coach on the Rocks, on this wonderful Friday. Haven't seen each other for a week, but here I am with a new microphone. So hopefully the smooth audio is there, but it's not about bragging about the microphone. It's, as always, hopefully about giving you some exciting value after lunch in the afternoon. So I wanted to talk about the experience we've had this week on the World of Learning conference, and actually forgot to paste the title and the description of this episode, but no worries, I'll put it in later on. So what I wanted to talk about is the fact of how an agile leader needs to reflect always, but what happens if you can't? What happens if you have a situation where you have to do a one-off? You have to spend months preparing, invest a reasonable sum of money, and go on a trade show without necessarily knowing what to expect. I think personally, my advice is in these cases, like, you might have a commitment moment, you might have to do something, you might have to make a longer commitment, or there's a point of no return. What I think we all should be doing is reflecting constantly, right? If you're, for instance, like jumping off the cliff, reflect if your life was worth it. If you are on a trade show, reflect if every time that you're actually meeting someone new, or you're just having a conversation with one of your team members on the stand, think about if it was a worthwhile experience in terms of effort, in terms of investment. And constantly, for instance, we were thinking if it's a worthwhile investment to do it again next year or later this year, or maybe in some other conference in Europe or the States. Yeah, and I think, as always, it's easy to say that you have no expectations or low expectations. They're quite different. I think the important thing here is, if you're using the experimentation, test and learn approach, what you should always have is a sort of an image of what will you consider success, what will you consider a failure, and anything in between, so you can constantly evaluate where you are, and if need be, adapt even in the process of doing it. Might be too late to pull out, but you still can salvage value or increase value. Even if there's a big thing that you're doing, that you've already committed and invested to, it is not an excuse not to reflect during the course of it. We reflected quite a lot and perfected our technique. Hopefully, if you're watching this, maybe you've seen us at our stand. So hello to the new viewers. And that's that. With all this reflection comes more thoughts and more ideas. So I'll be talking about them next week on the Coach on the Rocks. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye bye.